Naia is a new lure from Strategic Angler Lures, weighing in at 115 grams and 7 inches long. This new lure makes an excellent lure for casting. Now, if you're accustomed to Strategic Angler Lures, one of the first things you're going to notice with this lure is it's a transparent lure. Yes, it has color, and different angles give you different shades of how it's painted, but for the most part it's transparent, and you could see the through wire running through with the weighted lead and the wires both welded at both sides. So fantastic build. The next thing you may notice is the hook configuration on these lures. Normally you see Strategic Angler lures with a second hook setting for hair just above on the middle part of the body, but in this one we just have the rear hook. And this isn't only the configuration that you have to use. We have used treble hooks, single hooks, and you could also use a cis hook running off the front of the lure. For castability, the Naia does really well because of the solid body build. Even if it's windy conditions, if you're using a typical 7.5 to 8.5 foot boat rod, you could get this thing up to 95, maybe even 100 meters on a cast. The Naia's action does well on a large scale of different techniques. The first technique that we tried was a walk the dog subsurface, and the lure really seemed to like it. We had a treble hook configuration, and as you can see, the lure dances back and forth really nice. When you keep a fast walk the dog, it's a moderate to high retrieve, and you're just working the tip. The lure also does well with sweeps and pauses. So what you find is that if you get a good sweep on a long pause, the lure has this absolutely beautiful wobble that it likes. As it drops, it wobbles back and forth. Now, one of my favorite characteristics about the Naia lure is when you put on a long cast and you open up the bail on that reel, let that lure sit, it has an exaggerated and visible wobble as it falls. And any passing predator is going to look at this like an injured or hurt bait fish, and it's going to come in for the kill. For the most part, you could try all different types of techniques with this lure. You could do a sweep and twitch, a twitch, and then just let it sit and let it do its thing. Let it fall and wobble. Both moderate and fast twitches work well. It's just a constant retrieve and rod tip action back and forth. If you want, you could rip it on the surface, and I'll tell you how I know ripping it on the surface works, because in the testing phases, I believe it was the third cast in open water, and we hooked up a barracuda. Reese was casting, and a barracuda came up, liked what it saw, it just couldn't resist it ripping on the surface, and it just came in for the kill and got the hook up. And that was the first fish that we ever caught on it, and it was completely by a mistake. Folks out there that like sinking stick baits, this does extremely well. So if you're looking for dogtooth tuna or GTs or Spanish mackerel, if you're in the States and you're fishing for striped bass or bluefin tuna, or if you're where I'm from in Trinidad and you're looking for tarpon, jacks, king mackerel, this is a fantastic lure to have in your arsenal.
You are going on a run.